So the Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez trial is starting this week, and it's gonna end this week too. I believe it'll end within the end of this week or the beginning of next week. So it's the season finale, and a lot of information has been dropping. So let's look over some of it. So a tweet came out from Nancy Dunn saying, "Good morning from the criminal courts building in downtown LA, where opening statements are due to begin soon in the Tory Lanez felony assault trial. Lanez is accused of shooting at Megan Thee Stallion, wounding her in both feet after shouting, 'Dance, bitch, dance' in July 2020. Now, that statement is important. It's important because Academics was on live with one of his viewers who attended the court today and attended the hearing today. And she said that that court began with the prosecution saying, 'Dance, bitch, dance, boom, 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 boom.'" I'm not making this up. You can sit there and like, "Rashad, what the fuck are you talking about?" I'm not making this up. I'm telling the truth, okay? I'm not making it up. That's what she says that the prosecution opened up with. "Dance, bitch, dance, boom, boom, boom," with the sound effects, obviously.
That's the first thing you say.
The first word?
The first words in the opening statements were, "Dance, bitch, dance."
Oh, they think this law and order. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They do.
I'm telling you. Now, some of you might ask, "Oh, well, what do you think? Who do you got? Who do you have? What are you betting on? Megan in 5, Tory in 6. Look, I'm not on his side. I don't know what happened. I've listened to them talk about what took place, and they're hiding a lot of information. It's so obvious that Meg, Kelsey, and Tory, they're all hiding something. There's all parts of the story that they don't necessarily want the public to know. It's unbelievably obvious. Now, we look at another piece of information. Kelsey Harris is going to testify that she said that she saw her close friend get shot by the defendant being Tory Lanez. Now, Tory Lanez has no choice but to go into court and attest that Kelsey is the one who shot Meg, because Tory's life is on the line here. If he's convicted, he's going away for a lot of years. So he can't play. He can't sit there and try to play buddy-buddy with everybody while simultaneously trying to protect his freedom. Someone's taking a loss here. Someone. Because if it wasn't Tory, it had to be someone else. Meg didn't shoot herself. The ballistics don't show that. So who shot Meg? It's a tough one between Tory and Kelsey. And both Tory and Kelsey have gunpowder residue, gun residue on them. So both of them could possibly be the shooter. On top of that, the gun has DNA evidence from both of them. Hey, look, if Tory wants to go free, Tory's going to have to say that Kelsey shot Meg. It's just going to have to happen. There's no way around this. There's literally no way. Tory's going to have to come out and say Kelsey's the one who shot Megan Thee Stallion. Now, the story for the last 2 years has been that Tory was the one who did it. Megan said that Tory was the one who did it. Kelsey said that Tory was the one who did it. And Tory obviously has completely denied that. But right now, in terms of accusations, it's not looking too good for Tory. Now, Lanez denies being the shooter. Megan will testify tomorrow. She's going to testify on on Tuesday, the 13th of December. So she's going to testify tomorrow. Megan will testify and is adamant that she saw Lanez fire. Now, the problem with this is Megan Thee Stallion said originally that she did not see who shot her because her back was turned. Then she says that she saw Tory shoot her. However, there's a witness who saw the entire thing say that he saw a gunshot come from a female. The muzzle flash of a firearm come from a female. There's only one female who's suspected to have possibly shot Meg, and that's Kelsey. Okay, so now it's looking crazy, right? Because Meg says, "I saw Tory shoot me," but earlier in an interview, she said she was walking away and was shot at. I don't know. Like I said before, I'm not on any sides here. I really couldn't give two fucks about who wins or loses. I don't listen to Meg, and I don't listen to Tory. I'm not going to feel too much. Now, if it was Drake in this case, I'd be concerned. But it's not. So I'm not invested, but this is the information that's coming out. Lanez's attorney plans to present the theory that Megan's former friend, Kelsey Harris, could have discharged the gun. Both Lanez and Harris tested positive for gunshot for gunshot residue as it travels in small spaces. GSR, is it gunshot residue. Harris is also due to testify. So she's going to have to come in court because they're saying, look, Kelsey, Harris, if you don't come in here and say Tory's the one who shot Meg, your ass is next. So figure out what it is you're going to do and what it is you're going to say, because if this nigga walks away, someone still shot Meg, you know, and it's you. You know, that's what it's going to end up being. Because, you know, if Tory walks away from this one, Megan was still shot. And, you know, now what would be fucked up, right? This would be fucked up. What would be fucked up is if Tory gets off on this, right? And it turns out that Kelsey was the one who shot Meg, or just the attention of the court turns to Kelsey, like, look, we got to charge you with this. That would be fucking crazy. Because now Meg has to sit there and play like she's just now discovering that Kelsey shot her, right? Like, if that's really what happened. I'm telling y'all that these three know more than what they're saying. They know more than what they're saying. Let's just tell the truth here, right? They know more than what they are saying. They know more than what they're letting on. If it turns out that Meg has to stare her ex-friend down and accuse her of shooting her, man, the public is not going to be very big fans of Meg. It's going to be tough, man. I personally don't dislike Meg. You know, a lot of people hate Meg. I don't dislike the lady. She doesn't really do much to make anybody dislike her. But a lot of people doubt her story because there's a lot of holes in her story. A lot of people doubt Tory because Tory's had a lot of apologies and behind the scenes phone calls and shit like that. So there's a lot of shit that went on within these 2 years that unfortunately has made both sides look either A, guilty, or B, dishonest. How Tory ever opened his mouth and made phone calls or went on Instagram Live about this topic too. Unbelievable. How he did any of this shit, I don't even understand. You know, if I was Tory's attorney, I'd be like, dude, you go and say anything about this case, I'm done with you. I'm not defending you. In fact, I'll kill you. Like, nigga, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Because you say anything, it's gonna blow back on you in court. It's gonna blow back. Now, here's what else occurred. No Jumper tweeted this out. Tory Lanez and Megan trial day one, the defense opening statement. The defense called out the prosecutors for skipping and not mentioning Megan Thee Stallion's drunken, jealous tirade that led to Kylie Jenner kicking her out of the party. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important to understand how the fuck did y'all go from being at a Kylie Jenner house party, right? The most innocent, you know, harmless thing you could possibly be up to during quarantine. It's Kylie Jenner's house, okay? Like, what are y'all gonna do? Kill each other? Well, that almost happened, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, like what could possibly go wrong at a Kylie Jenner house party? So we got to figure out how y'all went from partying with Kylie Jenner to trying to kill each other. There was an altercation between Megan Thee Stallion, Tory, and Kelsey, which is something that it seems as though Meg's team is trying to get around. There was allegedly a drunken tirade that Megan Thee Stallion went on against Tory and probably Kelsey, because Tory was allegedly, and this is alleged, you know, mostly coming from academics. I watch my academics, and allegedly Tory was trying to get rizz up on Kylie. Megan wasn't fucking with it. Apparently Meg was drunk, said some crazy things, shit got wild, shit got crazy. Kylie wanted them to get the fuck out, and there was an altercation that followed after they left Kylie's crib, apparently. Number two, when Megan got kicked out of Kylie's party, Tory left with her. On the ride home, Tory and Megan started arguing, and Kelsey sided with Megan. Tory then exposed Megan had an intimate relationship with him behind Kelsey's back to get Kelsey to turn on Megan. It worked. Oh, shit. Okay, I haven't even read these. I'm just reading them right now. I screenshotted them, not knowing what was, like, not reading it. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. So, obviously, there was an altercation, because you guys don't go from partying with, like, you know, the whitest white girl ever to, you know, trying to shoot each other in a vacuum. Something occurred. So, apparently, Tory decided to say, like, you know what, how y'all both coming at me over what I'm doing with blah, blah, blah with Kylie, but you, Meg, are fucking me behind Kelsey's back, even though you know Kelsey wants me. So, how can you be mad at me with what I'm doing with Kylie? But you aren't too different from me with what you're doing behind Kelsey's back. So then apparently a fight starts off of this. Fucking ridiculous, right? Number three, Kelsey then told Tory, oh, she always does this. And then she's saying that Meg always fuck some dude that Kelsey's interested in, which is kind of weird. Like there's kind of, there's like an unspoken rule. When you become famous and successful as a man, and I'll extend this to women too, even though it doesn't really matter for y'all, but as a man, when you reach a certain level of fame and success, it is absolutely unacceptable. It's always unacceptable for you to do this, but if you're famous and successful, it's even more corny and just ridiculous and disgusting for you to fuck the love interest of your friend. Really? Like, if you're a successful man, you have so many options. Why fuck the girl that your homie is interested in? And if anything, you should be using your clout to try to get them to come together, not fucking the girl he wants to be with. That's fucking, like, come on. Now with Meg, it's the same thing. With females, females have so many options that for a female to fuck the guy that her female friend is interested in, it's like, dog, like, there's too many fish in the sea for you. There's just too many options. So Kelsey says, oh, Meg does this all the time. Then she told Tori that Megan had an intimate relationship with the baby. So now they're all pulling cards on each other like, well, Meg fuck with me behind your back. Oh, well, Meg been fucking the baby behind your back. And you know the Spider-Man meme of everybody like pointing at each other? Yo, dog. You know that Spider-Man meme, nigga? That's what the fuck I'm seeing in my head right now. It's just three motherfuckers pointing at each other like, you. Yo, dog. Yo. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, this is just comedy to me. This is just... Okay, it's actually not funny because somebody got shot as a result of the Spider-Man movie. But nigga, like, this is comical. Like, this is ridiculous. But keep in mind, everybody's drunk in this scenario, so y'all know how shit can get when everybody's drunk. But this is fucking ridiculous. She then told Tori that Megan had an intimate relationship with DaBaby and Ben Simmons behind Kelsey's back after Kelsey began dating both men. Oh my God. So not only do you have the double effect of I'm dating Meg, or I'm fucking with Meg, I have a sexual relationship with Meg. Meg is fucking DaBaby and I don't know about it. Meg is fucking Ben Simmons and I don't know about it. And Kelsey, you got the added effect of Kelsey having interest in both of these guys and Meg fucking them. Now you got two people mad at Meg. You got Tori like, so you fucking these two, okay. And Kelsey's like, well, I've been knew that you know, she always does this. She just always fucks the guys I'm interested in, which is fucking crazy. That's crazy that you know, like this was bad. Like, I'm not going to say that her getting shot was bound to happen. That's not what I'm saying. But a conflict between these two is just bound to happen. I mean, you're fucking the guys that your friend is interested in. That's just an automatic, like, that's just it's an inevitable crash, right? This confession escalated Meg and Kelsey's argument. So I guess they called it a confession. So I'm assuming that Kelsey was aware that this was taking place without Megan's knowledge, I guess. So I guess Megan was just now discovering that her friend knew that she was fucking the guys that her friend was interested in. I guess Megan was not aware that her friend was aware. Number 4, defense alleged that Megan demanded the SUV is pulled over moments later. All right. She hopped out, went over to Kelsey's side of the vehicle and began to beat up Kelsey. A witness, Sean Kelly, owner of the resident the SUV was parked by, told the police he witnessed this. Now, I think that this is the witness. This is probably the witness that claims that they saw Kelsey shoot Meg. Now, let's see some other tweets. Let's see what else is going on. So prosecutor says Kelsey followed Megan to help her. At this time, Tori began to walk towards Megan and Kelsey. Kelsey approached Tori to stop him from approaching. When Kelsey approached him, prosecutors say that Tori punched Kelsey and pulled her to the ground by her hair. What the fuck is going on? So there's all sorts of other shit. Tori and Megan's argument escalated after Megan called Tori's music trash. Prosecutors allege that after Megan called Tori's music trash, she exited out of the vehicle and Tori exited too. Tori then shouted "dance bitch" and fired 5 shots, emptying the clip. Megan was hit in both feet. While bleeding, Meg limped for cover at a residency nearby. You know, it's fucking chaos here, dude. Like, it's total fucking chaos. it's total fucking chaos. And, unfortunately, you know, unfortunately, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this. This is just like all of this is just like one of the most unnecessary altercations I've ever read of in my entire life. And I feel like the biggest thing to take away from this is, no matter how successful you become, morals matter. The guidance and direction matters. It doesn't matter if you're Megan Thee Stallion or not. You shouldn't be fucking every single person your friend is interested in. It just shouldn't be happening. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. You shouldn't be fucking every single person that your best friend is interested in. If you're Tory Lanez, the moment shit starts to get physical between two females, a gun should never get involved, number one. Number two, you shouldn't even be involved. Besides trying to break it up. It's just an impossible situation. The way I'm reading this, it's like, how the fuck did it even get to this point? And I'm starting to believe the alleged theory. Well, the theory that Tory was trying to fancy up with Kylie and Meg didn't like that shit. And that's what sparked the argument of, Tory, your music is trash and shit overblowing and Kylie kicking them the fuck out. Because there had to have been some sort of an altercation or argument within the crib for Kylie to kick them out. Problem is, Kelsey doesn't become an antagonist or a participant in the conflict until they get in the car. And Tory says, well, Kelsey, you getting mad at me, you and Meg jumping up on me, but didn't you know? Or wouldn't you like to know the fact that I've been fucking Meg behind your back? Wouldn't you like to know that part? Which then involves Kelsey in the situation, and then it spirals out of control. So, it's like, it's crazy how, like, and this is a big problem. Like, how emotions, like, this isn't even that deep. Like, how the fuck did it get to this point over such a ridiculous thing? It's not even like they were in a public committed relationship. It's not like it's just like to the point where people are getting shot at. And it's not, and keep in mind, the report says that every single round in the firearm had been discharged. Every single round. What the fuck? How did it get to that point? I'm trying to understand. The only way that this is even reasonable of an outcome is if Tory and the driver are in an altercation and Tory or the driver is trying to defend themselves from one another and empties the entire magazine of the firearm. How is it that Tory is shooting 5 rounds at Meg, Kelsey is shooting 5 rounds at Meg? The report is that Megan was Megan was given Kelsey a UFC exclusive. But, and keep in mind, Kelsey's DNA is on the firearm. And the gunshot residue is on Kelsey. And Kelsey was getting her ass kicked by Meg. Kelsey was getting all types of spinning elbows and all types of front kicks and enziguris and all type of spinning back kicks. Apparently, that's just what we're hearing, right? Kelsey's got gunshot residue on her, tested positive, and her DNA's on the firearm. And the person who was shot, Meg, allegedly, well, not allegedly, but the person who was shot allegedly by Tory, Meg, had an altercation, a physical altercation with one of the people suspected to have shot Meg. Now, not by the courts. The courts haven't even considered Kelsey as a possible assailant yet. But, it's murky waters. It's murky waters when the person who's been shot had a physical altercation that she's reported to have been winning. They didn't say that Kelsey and Meg fought. They're saying Meg beat up Kelsey. They're saying that Meg, fucking tombstone power drive Kelsey through Los Angeles. So it's not a good, it doesn't sound too good, doesn't really sound too good. Sounds pretty bad. It sounds pretty bad because if the person who was shot had a physical altercation with one of the people alleged to have pulled the trigger and has positive gunshot residue, it starts to beg the question, who really shot Meg? I'm just, like, it starts to beg the question, like, who really did it? I have a hard time believing that Megan and that Tory and Kelsey joined forces and fused together to shoot Meg. What, Kelsey held the gun and then Tory pulled the trigger like this? Is that what y'all want me to believe? Get real. One of these two pulled the trigger, and the gunshot residue obviously got on both of them because they were in close proximity to one another. This is a crazy story. No pun intended, because there's rappers involved, but, I'm just surprised to see that it got to this point over something so benign, I just can't wrap my mind around it. But, it's an unfortunate state of affairs, but, we're going to see where things go. I don't have a side. I'm not particularly, like gung-ho about Meg or Tory or Kelsey, or like, I don't give a fuck about this, like Drake's not involved. So, as a Drake fan, Drake's not involved. I'm not too concerned about it. So, it'll be interesting to see where things turn out. But I think that this Kelsey thing is going to become a problem. It's going to become a problem. When you're the only person that had a physical altercation with the victim and you got positive, gunshot residue on you, and you've got your DNA on the firearm, you start to look a little bit suspicious. And then the fact that Tory is obviously going to accuse Kelsey of shooting Meg, because if Tory doesn't, Tory's going to spend the rest of his, young life in prison. So, if Tory has any fucking balls left, if Tory has any desire to be a free man left in his soul, he's obviously at some point going to throw Kelsey off the other side of the fucking bridge and try to save himself, which, if I'm being completely honest, I'm throwing Kelsey off the fucking building too. If I'm Tory, I'm shoving Kelsey all the way off the fucking cliff. Facts. Big facts. So, bicep. Tory needs to figure out what the hell he's going to do, because, if he doesn't snitch, he's going to do a pretty good amount of time. Unfortunately. It is what it is. But like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.